gets me every time.
What they were facing. This tornado was surrounded by a massive cloud, its origin unknown. Why this thing was so shrouded in debris and a rolling fog and so shrouded in cloud so as to make it invisible and unrecognizable to farmers, we don't know. But I think it was because it was a unique event, perhaps something that doesn't occur perhaps once in 1,000 years.
Murfreesboro, Illinois, suffered the greatest losses in the tri-state tornado. $10 million in damage, 234 dead. Frances Bauer was taking her baby's diapers off the clothesline.
Oh, we were about, I'd say about 400 or 500 feet from where the wind was blowing. I'll never, never forget that. It wiped my mother's house.
Hey, Vanna, মালপত্র তাক রে, মালপত্র তাক এগুলি সবার বাড়িতে তো এটা তাজা রাইল বেটা, তাজা রাইল এটা দেখ না মানুষের মতন ওই দেখ মাথার মতন উঠতে যায়। আরে বুদ্ধু হয়ে গেছে দেখ। এক কিনে দিয়ে যাইতেছে খালি ওই তো ঘরে ফলাইতেছে। কোন দিকে আল্লাহ জানে।
ভাই এদিকে ভাই
হ্যাঁ
এদিকে
হ্যাঁ
সামনে বসে
right on the coast. We got big storm surge coming in now. These roads are going to be completely, we're not going to be able to drive. Comes some surge. Surge is coming over the road. Well, this storm surge is getting pretty intense now. The winds are picking up. This is Highway 90. Well, we had to make it back to the hotel. Here's the current radar loop. We're in Gulfport.
It's all underwater.
Well, there's the Gulf of Mexico right there, coming into our parking lot. Pressure of 966. It is currently 9:15 Eastern Time, 8:15 Central. 966 millibars, and outside it is absolutely ferocious. Well, the fire's really coming up now.
Going back again to 1972, this snowstorm struck Iran after 4 years of drought. And when it finally did get rain, or water that is, it came in the form of this deadly snowstorm that dumped between 3 and 8 meters of snow, depending on the exact location in the country. This blizzard mostly impacted the outlying areas in northwestern, central, and southern Iran that cut access to roads, obviously cutting down telephone lines and cables. Thousands of people were trapped. At least 4,000 people were underneath these meters of freezing snow. Also, there were 2 massive avalanches that buried an estimated 8,000 people in Iran. This goes again back to 72, the most deadly blizzard on record worldwide. We next go to 1969 to Palestine.
Galveston has never turned its back on the Gulf, but it has put up a wall. For most of this century, the wall has protected the city from powerful hurricanes, but it cannot protect it from the painful memory of what happened here during the Great Storm of 1900. St. Mary's Orphanage was built away from town to isolate the children from the yellow fever and other deadly diseases that had claimed their parents. 10 Catholic nuns ran the orphanage. In the summer of 1900, 93 children lived there. The orphanage was built just a few feet from the sandy beach. On September 8, 1900, the sisters looked out from the orphanage and knew something was wrong.
The water racing down from the mountains was funneled into the valleys at terrifying speeds, wiping out anything in its path. Residents watched in horror as friends and neighbours were swept away, along with whole neighbourhoods. In the capital, Tegucigalpa, mudslides washed whole shantytowns into the river. One of those houses belonged to Pedro Funes, and this is all that's left.
Comenzó a sentirse llanto, lamentación.
You could hear people crying. People began to scream. It all happened so quickly. However much you wanted to take some kind of action, it was very difficult. We were almost on the edge of the cliff. I think they died quickly.
When the cliff collapsed, Pedro lost his entire family. By the 31st of October, Mitch had disintegrated, and the remnants moved away out into the Gulf of Mexico.
The hurricane is both a miracle of nature and it's a monster. When the meteorologist looks at
observaba sin poder hacer nada cómo su pueblo se transformaba. En tan solo una hora, esta casa estaba llena de lodo. La verdadera profundidad del torrente se conoció finalmente cuando el agua bajó. Tres meses después, la mayoría del lodo aún permanece en el lugar.
Es muy doloroso para mí estar aquí. Me rompe el corazón porque era un lugar muy hermoso, donde se vivía muy bien y lo hemos perdido.
Matt y sus compañeros geólogos han medido torrentes de hasta 3,5 metros de profundidad.
Bien, Jerry, son 4 puntos aproximadamente por encima del borde.
Pero es el tamaño de las rocas lo que realmente los ha asombrado.